But yes, women could also be referred to as doctors, although they didn't traditionally go by that name. They were referred to as doctor women by the community, but you don't see very many instances of them actually taking the title of doctor. Not sure why that is, but again, they were very much highly respected by their community regardless. These women were equal to men in every aspect, but their titles just varied a little bit. So, for example, and I have a long list of examples of doctor women being mentioned and or two-headed doctors. Now, I also forgot to mention in the other video that Aunt Caroline Dye out of Arkansas was widely remembered as a two-headed doctor. She was a seer, a root worker, all of that stuff. So yeah, that's just a side note. Now, as far as interviews from the Federal Writers Project are concerned, I'll give you guys a run through of people who mention specific names that have been lost to history, but hopefully can be honored with the work that I'm putting together. So first off, Thomas Foote out of Maryland. He describes his Black free mother's healing work and says that it was styled and she was called a doctor woman by the slaves and free people. Sarah Frances Shaw Graves out of Missouri recalls a woman named Aunt Hannah Irwin, who was a doctor woman. And her specific quote says, "No, Mammy didn't need nobody to help tend to her. Aunt Hannah Irwin was a doctor woman, and she could sure cure a woman if she had a childbed fever," basically if she was sick and pregnant. Now, in a Mississippi interview, they're said that a master called the old doctor woman to dose all the children after they ate green apples, which was a common usage for women healers on the plantation. He said he'd line them all up, black and white alike. Then he called the old doctor woman and made her give them all a dose of medicine. Now, another example from Maryland, but this person was actually located in Texas when they gave their thing. He said that his mother was a doctor woman as well and given land. Now, Mary Scott out of Arkansas referred to a woman as Old Mistress Emily. And what did she say? Old Mistress Emily was a doctor woman. That was just a very short line that I found. Sorry, back to the other person in Texas real quick. That interviewee's name was Mary Kindred. He said that she was good to my grandma and gave her a license to be a doctor woman, meaning the master or whoever gave the mother license to be a doctor woman. And she was also given 40 acres of land and a home for herself. She was highly respected, clearly. Now, in Mississippi, a man named Prince Johnson recalled a woman being called a doctor woman as well. Out of Missouri, a man named Wiley Miller said they had a doctor woman who came to take care of us, and her name was Miss Ellen. She'd take care of us if and we sick. Her name's Miss Ellen. I was born in Charleston, South Carolina, December 25th, 1850. Now, that was him recounting his experience. Like I said, that his interview was given in a different state, but he was born in South Carolina. Another South Carolina one from Old Pickens around the North Carolina, South Carolina line is Mandy Tucker. And her interview was also in Arkansas, but she was born in this state. And she's basically describing her childhood, family, and life in Old Pickens. And she said old Mistress Emily was a doctor woman. And later she stayed with the old doctor woman until she was 14. Now in Florida, another person said that they were left with an old doctor woman, and she doctored both white and colored. And she stayed with this person as well and this person, a named interviewee, stayed with the doctor woman for a while either. Another one, I think, it's out of Drums and Shadows, says that Mrs. Rosa was a doctor woman and she run that plantation all by herself. Out of Ashe County, North Carolina, from the Frank C. Brown collection of folklore, there's an informant who says that she's a doctor woman and the kitchen of their cabinet was filled with roots and drying herbs. And this person was actually considered a living healer, and they stayed in the North Carolina mountains. Now, in Wilson, North Carolina, there was a doctor woman named Etta Plummer, And the records show that Plummer was a midwife, but she was also had kind of a broader medical expertise. So she was a healer among other things as well. Um, in Franklin Parish, Louisiana, there's a quote that says, "They had a doctor woman to take care of us if and we were sick." And her name was Miss Ellen. This is a different Miss Ellen compared to the other one. But this one is in Franklin Parish as well, and she was given the Doctor Woman line. So I know this video was kind of long. I was just trying to go through all of the quick lines of Doctor Women that were mentioned. Either way, if you guys want to learn more, don't forget to join my Substack, blackandbookish.substack.com, and you can subscribe to the Dictionary of Conjurers, Root Workers, Healers, and Magicians and get more information. Bye.